Hello everyone. Today we will discuss the basic concepts of wireless LAN, that is 802.11. So all of you know what is LAN? Local area network. So the local area network which is formed without cables, that is nothing but wireless LAN. All of you might have seen the wireless LAN, isn't it? So at your home, at your offices, libraries and any more further public places, we have seen the wireless LAN. Where we are connecting our personal assistant devices, our laptops, our mobiles wirelessly, and we communicate, that is nothing but a wireless LAN. Wireless LAN follows two basic modes of communication. One is the infrastructure mode and another is the ad hoc mode. As you can see in the diagram A, figure A, it is nothing but the infrastructure mode. What does it mean? Many more computers or devices are connected with the access point. Access point is nothing but a arbitrator. It will does the arbitration among the devices connected to it. So that is the infrastructure mode, where the node will not communicate directly. Whichever node has data to transmit or to communicate, it will connect to the access point, and access point will do the arbitration. So there is no chance or less chance of collision, because access point will allocate the required bandwidth. It will look after the collision, that two senders are not sending simultaneously to the same receiver. Another mode is the ad hoc mode. In the ad hoc mode, each and every nodes can communicate independently. The node, the station who has data to transmit, they will sense the channel. If no one else is transmitting and the channel is idle, then they will start the communication. So of course there are high chances of collision in case of ad hoc communication mode. So here we can see that 802.11 follows CSMA-CA protocol. Now it is same as the CSMA-CD protocol we have seen in the Ethernet. What is the difference? Wireless communication has high chance of collision. So if there is a collision, the frames need to be retransmitted. But in the wireless network, retransmission may also waste the bandwidth, and there are again chances of collision. So better the wireless communication uses collision avoidance technique. Especially in wireless LAN it is feasible. So it is using CSMA-CA protocol, where there is a starting back off time to avoid the collision, and there is an acknowledgement protocol, acknowledgement system, where the receiver will give the acknowledgement for the successful received frame, so that the sender will come to know that the frame has reached properly. In wireless communication, especially in the ad hoc mode, where the nodes are transmitting independently, in that case they will sense the channel. Now what will happen? There are two major problems in the wireless LAN. Even though the station will sense the channel and does the transmission, still there are chances of collision. And to avoid that collision problem, there are two basic concepts are used. Let us discuss. So hidden station problem. Here suppose there is a node A, or you can say station A. This is its transmitting range. It is a wireless communication, so we will talk about the communication range. Station B, its communication range, and station C. Now what happens? Suppose A wants to transmit to C. Okay, so the range of C and range of A are same for some distance. Here A wants to communicate, so A will sense its channel, that this channel, and it will find that channel is free, no one else is communicating, so it will start the communication. But meanwhile station B also wants to communicate with C. Now B will sense this channel, its own channel. It will find that no one else is communicating in its channel, so B will also find the channel is idle. Now what will happen? Of course there will be a collision. Collision always occurs at the receiving end. So station C will not be able to get the data properly, neither from A nor from B. So of course we need to find the solution. So there is a solution. See, A, B and C stations are there. A wants to communicate with C. So before sending the data, A will take the permission from C by sending a special frame called the RTC frame, that is request to transmit, request to send. Okay, so if C is ready to accept the data from A, then C will send a confirmation signal, but before that it is also getting the request to send from B. Now first it got from A, so it will confirm A by sending CTS, clear to send, and of course it will not send any CTS signal to B. So B is waiting for the response from C, but as it is not getting, B will not start the communication and A will start the communication. That communication will take place successfully and there will no any chance of collision. So that is called as a hidden station problem and its solution. Now why it is called as hidden station? Why this problem occurred? Because the station A was hidden from station B and station B was hidden from station A. They were not there each other's ranges, so they will not be able to detect the signals of each other, and thus the collision occurred at the station C, which is in between both these stations. Another problem is the exposed station problem. In exposed station problem, what happens? Suppose there is a station A wants to communicate with station D. Station D is available, so it has started the communication. Now what happens? Station C wants to communicate with station B. Now look at here carefully. Station C wants to communicate to station B. Now C is in the range of A and D. Fine. So C will find some signals on its own channel. So C will find that channel is not idle, channel is busy. So C will not start the communication with B. C is exposed. Unless it is waiting for the channel to be idle. Even though it can start the communication, but it is not starting the communication with B. So that is called as an exposed station problem. This same problem can also be solved with the same solution, RTS and CTS. Station A will send an RTS signal to station D. Station D will send a CTS signal to A and the communication will start. Okay, here C will send RTS and B will send CTS to C, and this communication will also take place successfully because they both have confirmed that the channel is free and they can communicate successfully. So in ad hoc mode of communication, they are using CSMA/CD protocol. This is the flow chart. If the sender is ready, there is a starting back off time. Now what is this DIFS? DCF, interframe spacing gap. DCF, that is distributed communicating frames. So that is in the ad hoc mode of communication. It is sending the request. Receiver will wait for small interframe spacing gap and it will send CTS. Again the sender will send for SIFS, that is a small interframe spacing gap, just to avoid the collision, and then the communication will start. Each and every frame will be acknowledged, of course after every small interframe spacing gap. DCF is the distributed coordinating function. That is the function runs at the ad hoc mode of communication And there is another communication function, that is PCF, point coordinating function, that is nothing but the access mode communication function, where the access point will does the arbitration. DCF mode of communication is the compulsory mode of communication in 802.11. Some communication occurs with the PCF mode of communication, but most of all the communications does with the DCF mode of communication, where some networks don't follow the CSMA-CA protocol because it is not always feasible. So in that case, what will happen, instead of sending a big large frames, it can divide the frames into small parts that are called as fragments, and that communication will be carried out fragment by fragment. So here this is the sequence diagram shown for 802.11 without CSMA-CA, where the sender will wait for the starting back of time, that is DIFS. Always these times are measured in milliseconds or nanoseconds. It will send the fragment and receiver will send the acknowledgement, then second fragment, and so on. So this type of communication can also occur in 802.11, that is called as a without CSMA-CA protocol. So if you are thorough with the concept, then try to solve these questions. More references for your further studies. If you have any doubt, feel free to contact me at the given address. See you in the next session. Bye.